For many years, it's been clear that the detention facility at Guantanamo Bay does not advance our national security. It undermines it. It's counterproductive to our fight against terrorists because they use it as propaganda in their efforts to recruit. Today, the department is submitting to Congress our plan for finally closing the facility at Guantanamo once and for all.
And that was President Obama earlier this morning announcing his administration's plans for the closing of the U.S. detention center at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. Welcome to your Tuesday lunch break, everyone. I'm Tanya Rivero. Mr. Obama says in addition to making the U.S. safer, the closure will save $1.7 billion over 20 years. But how will this all play out in an election year? Joining us now with more details is Felicia Schwartz from our Washington bureau. Hi, Felicia. Thanks for being with us.
Thanks for having me.
So, Felicia, this seems to be a last chance for the president to make good on his campaign promise to close Gitmo. What are the details of the plan outlined by the White House so far?
Not a ton more than haven't already come out in the past few months. The plan mentions 13 possible facilities, but doesn't name them specifically. There's a cost estimate. It's up to $475 million in construction costs that officials say will be offset by other savings in, I guess, 3 to 5 years. And there's some other kind of more technical things to speed up some of the legal processes that accompany the prison.
So, Felicia, do we know how many detainees are currently held at Guantanamo Bay? And I know we don't know exactly where they're expected to go, but is there any speculation?
Sure. So there are 91 left. The Obama administration has transferred 147 since Obama took office, so 91 is an all-time low. The plan calls for moving these, at least some of the detainees. There are 10 facing charges or going through trials through the military commission system, and then 46 others who haven't been approved for transfer, some who ultimately will be, but others who probably won't. And those detainees will have to be moved somewhere in the U.S. To one of those 13 facilities, but which one, we don't know.
So what is the timeline for the president's plan? Will he be going straight to Congress with this or taking executive action if necessary?
So Congress has the plan now. The administration is hoping to, have hearings, tons of engagements with Congress to try to urge them to do this or find a legal solution to move basically the thing that's holding this up is since 2011, the Defense Authorization Bill has banned transferring detainees from Guantanamo to the U.S. So they need to figure out a way to make that legal again. But we asked officials this morning, what's the kind of drop dead date for Obama to use executive action? And right now they're saying they're sort of focused on the congressional engagement, but this needs to happen as soon as possible. So I think we can expect some more clarity if this doesn't move in the next few months, which right now I don't really see how it would, given such a staunch Republican opposition. So perhaps by the end of the year, we will see Obama taking some sort of action.
Well, the fact remains this is an election year, so this, of course, will turn political. How will all of that play into the fate of the president's plan? What are the GOP candidates saying?
So they've talked about, I was in South Carolina last week covering the election. I think it's pretty much a talking point for most of the Republican candidates that, Guantanamo should stay open. Trump has come out and endorsed using torture at the site. So I think you're going to hear a lot of sort of tough talk on national security and the facility. I haven't seen any reactions yet today now that the plan has been submitted, but definitely, for those with so much fear surrounding Islamic State and other terror attacks, Guantanamo is definitely a point for candidates to kind of show that they're tough on these issues.
A flashpoint for sure. All right, Felicia Schwartz in Washington, thank you so much for that.
Thanks for having me.